Welcome back to the So Far So Good podcast. My name is Christopher Coombs and...
I am Gaurav Kazanchi.
Oh, well done. That's a very intricate name, isn't it?
Yeah, it's actually, it comes from my family who named me.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. So what does your name actually mean? That's what I want to know.
Now, I'm not making this up, but my first name actually means honor and pride.
Wow.
Yeah, like I bring honor to my family. I bring honor to our friendship. I bring
Okay.
honor to this podcast.
Does your family believe that you actually bring that, even though they just named you that?
Even if they don't, I'm going to self-proclaim it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What does Christopher mean?
Well, after a quick Google search, it's from the Greek word meaning carrier of Christ.
Wow.
So essentially, I carry Christ.
So far, so good.
Well, everybody, you are currently listening to the So Far So Good podcast, where we talk about absolute nonsense. We give some pretty good facts, actually.
Yeah, sometimes we actually give some really good facts that we've actually researched about.
Yeah, considering we know pretty much nothing.
Yeah, but we still discuss everything.
And that's why it's entertaining.
Exactly right. It's relatable too. And we just want to let you know we're not experts on pretty much anything. We're not
Exactly
really
right.
experts on anything.
No.
So if you're unsure about something, probably Google it yourselves because we're not telling you to quote us and put it in your essay or even thesis. So we wouldn't want you to lose your PhD because of us.
Exactly. We don't want to see it in the references, blah, 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 dash, So Far So Good podcast.
Yeah, it's so far
because
so
you
good.
will fail,
2019.
guaranteed.
You'll probably fail. So look, listen to us as an entertainment sort of thing. You can take our facts as facts, but if you're writing a thesis, just don't put us in the bibliography.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
But we do love everything, everyone, and everything that life stands for, I suppose.
Yeah, and it's like that in that movie. What does life mean? And I think it's 43. What's the meaning of life? And it's 43. I haven't seen the movie. Once again, don't quote me. But it's just they're just talking nonsense. Obviously,
Yeah, that's right.
The meaning of life isn't a number.
The meaning of life is to basically live happy and do what makes you feel happy.
Actually, that's quite deep. I reckon if you're doing anything that makes you happy, for example, playing video games, but for Chris, playing basketball and losing, then
Wow.
you are still living the life. You are the meaning of life.
That's right. But you know what? Unless being sad is what you enjoy, then we got nothing for you.
Yeah.
You're probably listening to the wrong podcast.
Yeah, you got to listen to So Far So Good to make you happy. Then you're
That's
listening to the
right.
right podcast.
Oh, that's
you got to
right.
promote us. Don't
Oh,
demote
yeah,
us.
no. Keep listening. Trust me.
Keep
Good things are
listening,
happening.
keep
Good things
listening.
are happening.
So you know how last time we were talking about the banana hacks?
Yeah.
And I said I would try the one to try and clean my disc.
Yeah.
You know, that was kind of scratched up. So I did it.
Which disc was it? That's what I need to know first.
As in what was the
What
contents
was
of the disc?
Yes.
It was The Simpsons season 10.
Season 10.
Yeah,
okay,
I've got
so
it on
which
DVD.
episode wasn't working?
Oh, it was the one where Homer starts inventing stuff.
Yeah. He invents the aeroplane, doesn't he?
Chris has no idea once again. He invents like an electric hammer, some toilet recliner sofa. Anyway, besides the point.
Is that the one that there's a hole and you can poo
Yeah,
while you're on the
there's a hole
toilet?
and
I
you
haven't
can
seen that episode.
Finally, Chris has done something that I've done. So it was that episode, and it would just skip kind of in the middle of the climax and the conflict of the whole story. So I was like, okay, let's give it a shot.
Okay.
So I was actually eating a banana, which was like, oh, I'll just try this.
So you had the sustained energy to actually clean the disc.
Exactly, I had the energy to clean the disc.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
right.
if I didn't eat the banana, I wouldn't have thought, let's clean this disc with a banana.
Yeah.
So because I was eating the banana, it sparked my memory, and I said, let's clean the disc with this banana. And do you know how we also said we don't really eat that last bit of the banana?
Yeah.
I pretty much used that to, mush over the disc,
Okay, yep.
and it just got really messy.
Okay.
Messy, sticky. Obviously, you don't expect that to go super clean.
Yeah.
Rubbed the banana over the disc, cleaned the disc off, and look, I don't know. I don't know if there was any noticeable difference, because I didn't, jot down exactly what time code it pauses at and
Yeah.
what parts are skipping. I just knew it was this whole chunk in the middle. But I don't know. I don't know if there was a little bit of improvement or no improvement, but I feel like that myth is busted.
As in, it didn't fix it?
Yeah, I don't think it
Okay,
fixed
well, yeah.
Look,
There
maybe it's a certain type of disc. So, guys, if you're still trying this at home, let us know if it works for you. It could
Exactly
be
right.
a circumstantial thing.
As we said, we didn't know if it was 100% a fact, but we'd been told so.
Yeah, it was a rumor. The internet never lies, so we thought we'd try it out.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So anyone that has tried it, please let us know.
And maybe some of the other hacks as well. I haven't been bitten by a mosquito.
Be interesting to hear. Because based on that, I'm now thinking bananas are just for eating.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Great fruit.
Yeah,
Go for it.
that's right.
Shout out to bananas once again. Now, I have a solid extreme sport for you.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, so you know when you're about to go somewhere. So you get ready, you take your stuff, and then you excitedly get into your car. And regardless whether you're in a rush or not, or whether you're just taking your time, but you're in your car, your stuff is on the seat next to you, you know, you're all ready to go. You put the key in the ignition, but instead of putting your seatbelt on first, you start the car and then you put the seatbelt on.
Okay.
That's the extreme sport.
That was less exciting than I was expecting.
Technically, it's illegal.
Well, depending on where the car is sitting.
Well, even if it's in my driveway and the car is on, but my seatbelt is off, isn't that technically illegal?
Technically, if it's within the fence line in private property, the law doesn't count.
Really?
As far as I'm aware.
Don't quote us.
Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that
We're not law experts.
I'm pretty sure if you're in private property, you don't need any. There's no like road rules.
Oh yeah. You're probably right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably right.
It's like if someone's driving a car in their farm or something to round up the animals. Like, there's no law.
There's
like
no
it's
law
your property. You can do what you want.
I do remember seeing an episode of what was it, random breath testing or one of those, highway patrol car shows.
Yeah.
And they were chasing this car that was speeding, and then the car like swerves around, ends up in some property and parks in the driveway, and the cops come to the house obviously, and they go, and you know how there's a text at the end?
Yeah.
And it says this and this happened in the end, blah blah blah. This person paid this much. They said they couldn't penalize a guy because he was now in his property. And
How though?
Yeah,
But they caught him while he was outside his property.
Yeah, no. So he was driving on the road, but by the time they caught up to him, he was in his driveway, his own house. So I think it wasn't as hectic of what the outcome could have been.
Interesting.
But yeah, it was one of those weird ones. It was a long time ago when I saw this, but I remember thinking, what?
But if they flashed him speeding on the road or something like that, or got him with that speed gun,
yeah,
then it doesn't matter where they find him.
No, because they were chasing him. It wasn't like a highway pursuit. It was they were following him, and he wasn't pulling over. But then he ended up back at his house.
But did he speed?
Oh yeah, he was speeding.
And they caught him speeding?
Yeah.
On the machine?
Yeah.
Well then, that's it. Game over.
No, not on the machine. As in, when you're the highway patrol?
Yeah.
And they just know he was speeding.
How do they know though?
Because they know.
They use a machine. That's the only way they know.
It doesn't always record the car or anything, the car number. Like, they weren't parked on the side of the road. They were just patrolling the area. It was one of those weird loophole things, but I don't know if that's in this state.
That's really strange.
It was a strange one. Also, once again, don't quote me. It was a long time ago when I saw the episode, but it was something to do with him being in his property.
Now, did you see that on TV or the internet?
TV, obviously. The internet's never lies.
You never know. It might have been a video on Facebook. I'd have been like, all right, then it's
probably
true.
fake. Yeah. Oh. No, exactly right.
Yeah, that's real strange though.
But besides the point, that's the extreme sport.
So have you had any fines in your lifetime?
I have had some fines before.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mr. Reckless Driver over here.
No, well, they
or
weren't.
just can't drive.
I definitely can drive. There was this one time where the speed was 80 k's an hour, and I'm on the highway, and then I drive past a set of lights, and I get flashed by the red light camera or the speed camera, and I'm like, what? I'm way under 80. I'm probably 75.
Yeah.
Or maybe 78, but I was just under 80. And then The next set of speed signs wasn't far from those red lights, and the speed was 70. So I'm thinking maybe there's been a mistake. But anyway, you get the fine in the mail 2 weeks later or something. And then I got the fine,
Yeah.
and then I'm reading it, and I go, this is a completely different fine.
What?
Yeah, so as in, I got caught somewhere else on the same day.
Oh, you are kidding.
But okay, so the first one was actually not my fault. It was a mistake. The camera was a mistake.
Okay.
But that second one, I was 5Ks over the limit.
5K's over.
Yeah. It was one of those side camera cars.
Yeah.
Yeah. They always get me.
You gotta get that cruise control, man.
Yeah,
Never
but
speed.
I didn't have it back then when I had my 1996 Ford Falcon.
Yeah, right. That car was an absolute nightmare.
Good times. Dude, that was one of the best cars. You know, I once fit 11 people in that car.
Wow.
Yeah, 11 people.
Hello, FBI.
I wasn't driving around. We all just jumped in the car, and then we jumped out.
Yeah.
In the car. But 11 people comfortably fit in that car. I don't know about I was in the driver's seat, so.
True. Weirdest thing about that car was the fact that it had 3 seats in the front.
Yeah,
It
because
was like all open.
the gear stick was the ones where it's attached to the driving wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you've driven it before.
And you had the foot handbrake as
The
well.
foot handbrake, the
Old
pedal
school stuff,
handbrake.
man.
Old school stuff.
But that car, man, you ran those tires till they were pretty much had no tread on them.
I ran that car till it pretty much had no life in it.
Dude, you would turn like a 10-degree corner, or a roundabout, and you would hear it squeak.
Yeah.
Just because of how bad those wheels
And
are.
I was driving very sensibly. I would go slow and the tires would just screech.
You were lucky not to get a fine just for driving that car.
Yeah, it was probably
Seriously.
unroadworthy by the end of it. But those cars are the ones that give you the good times in the end.
Good times.
We've all had car troubles, but that one's given me some fantastic memories.
Yeah, very true.
Very
true.
spacious, very powerful.
I got a speeding fine once.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going apparently 5 kilometers over.
5.
They sent the photo when they sent it in the mail, and you could actually see the car, like you could actually see the car. And I never saw the flash.
Wait, was it one of those red light cameras, or was it those
No, it was
sidecar
one
cameras?
sat on the side. I didn't see a flash at all, but when the photo came, like you could clearly see the car and the number plate, and I was like, oh well, I'm not getting out of this one.
You have a personalised number plate too, so
yeah,
definitely
exactly.
can't get out of that.
Exactly right. But it was my first fine, so I got my mum to write a letter. She's a professional letter writer. And, got off that one, so that was all good.
Oh, good on her.
Not a problem at all.
Yeah,
And then after that, I actually got a red light fine. This was the most ridiculous fine ever. I'm telling you now.
Yeah.
So, I was going down, like, some main highway, which
Yeah.
is normally 80.
Yeah.
And then it got cut down to 40 because there was roadworks.
Okay.
And I'm going, and then it goes orange.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh, there's no way I'm going to stop in time because, like, the lights are, like, just there. So I'm like, oh, I've got to keep going.
That's
And
what
then-
orange means. You slow down if you can slow down.
Exactly.
But if you can stop, you stop.
But I was like, oh, I probably can't stop because it's, the lights are just here.
Yeah.
But then I bloody realise I'm only going 40. And then I keep going, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. And then, like, I wasn't sure if I made it, but then it flashed, and I was like, okay.
Okay.
Got me.
Okay.
Anyway, fine came in the mail, and it was like you crossed the line 1.3 seconds after the red light. I'm like, no way. That's a long time if you really think about it.
That is a long time. But you were going 40 k's an hour. So if you divide that...
1.3 seconds, dude.
So that means in 1 hour, you're traveling 40 kilometers. So that means in 1 second, you are traveling... You were meant to answer. I don't know the maths. I can't do maths that quickly.
Wait, it would be 4... Oh, I can't be bothered.
The point is... Okay, 1 second is a long time, but... You technically did cross the red light.
1.3 seconds, man.
Yeah, but you crossed the red light.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. But
Yeah.
it definitely wasn't 1.3.
Okay.
Anyway, I was like, oh, whatevs. So I got my mum to write a letter again. Because I was like, oh, we'll give it a crack, You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
And then we waited like a week, didn't hear anything back. And then I signed in like to the fine website thing.
Okay.
And I saw that it's overdue. I was meant to pay it 2 days ago. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe I'll just pay it. Because I don't want to get extra fees or whatever.
Yeah, you
I don't
don't
know
want
how
the-
it works,
the
but I
debt
was like,
collectors
I
to
don't want to
call
get extra fees.
Yeah.
Anywho, I just pay it by BPay, whatever, all good. Then, literally 3 months later, I get a letter in the mail. I'm like, oh my God, another fine. You've got to be kidding.
Okay.
You've got to be kidding. Anyway, the thing said, okay, so it happened in about June. When
Okay.
was Andrew and Zara's wedding? About
November.
Was it?
It was November.
November. Okay.
November 2017.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So 2 years ago.
So it happened in November.
1.5.
Right?
Something like that.
I got the fine in probably December, paid it in about January.
Yep.
Right? About 3 months later. No. Right? No. I paid in January.
Yeah.
I remember getting the letter in the mail. I got the letter in the mail in June
Yep.
saying that, okay, we've withdrawn your fine.
Okay.
Well, I was like, wow, you got to be kidding. Like a red light fine. No one ever gets off that.
Okay. Yeah,
Anyway,
that's true.
it basically said, we believe the camera was doing the right thing. However, in this case, we are going to withdraw the fine. I think that means there was a camera problem or something.
So do you think you didn't cross the red light and the camera was dodgy?
I feel like it was so close. It was so close to call that I could have, but there's no way it was 1.3 seconds.
So did they send you a photo in this one?
No.
Ah.
No.
So from the photo you can tell.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but there was no
yeah.
photo in this one.
That's true.
So yeah, and they were like, "Oh, if you've already paid it, we will refund you within how long was it? Within maybe 90 days or something."
90
And I was like,
days?
"Okay, that's pretty long." I can't remember how many days, but something like that, 60, 90 days.
Yeah.
Anyway, a month later, I never got the money. 2 months later, I never got the money. So I thought, oh, whatever, I'll just call them. I called her and she's like, "Oh yeah, it's been processed. You should receive it in
Another 90 days.
yeah, like in the next month." And
Okay.
but she kind of like the way she was talking, she was like, had like no idea.
Yeah.
Anyway, I received the money December the 10th.
What? So more than a year later.
Yeah. First she said you'll get a check sent to you in the mail.
Yeah.
I'm like, why on earth would you send a check in the mail?
Yeah. Who uses checks?
And then
these days, except for
it ended up
billionaires?
being a direct bank transfer on December the 10th.
A year later. That took
I
a
know.
whole year.
I know. And it was a $400 fine, so that covered my entire Christmas shopping. Bang. It was almost like a savings account. Covered it
Just
perfectly.
get fines, pay them, and then claim them back later.
Yeah,
it's a solid
that's
account.
it.
Do
How
they give
good
you
is that?
interest?
Nah,
I should have
unfortunately.
thought that. That's all right. You know what? That did remind me. I did get a fine sent to me about 4 months after I got back from Spain
Oh, that's so true.
about driving in
That's so
Spain.
true.
So when we were in Spain, we hired a car to go from where were we?
Madrid
to
to
Toledo.
Pretty
Did a
sure.
day trip because the trains we decided late and the trains were done.
Well,
We
the
couldn't-
train was going to take like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, we
Whereas
were
if
taking
we
longer than a
drive, it
drive.
was just over an hour.
And I don't think the taxis were taking us, and it would have been expensive. So we thought, let's just hire a car. And then we ended up hiring the car. I was driving the car because it was a manual car. And you weren't super confident in driving the manual. I was like, I will 100% drive this car in Spain. I love driving in other countries. Anyway, so it's left-hand drive in comparison to right-hand drive in Australia, which means the gear stick is on the right-hand side, and I'm used to it being on the
Yeah.
left-hand side. So instinctively, I would put my left hand out to change gears, and I'd keep hitting the
Hit the
window.
door.
I hit the
Hit the
door of the
window.
window. Anyway, I got used to that pretty quickly. But you also drive on the left-hand side of the road. Sorry, the right-hand side of the road, like in America. And apparently, at one point on the roundabout, I had joined the roundabout from the wrong lane. I was reading the fine, and it was an extremely minor offence. It said it many times, very minor offence, blah, 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 very minor offence. And I read it back, and I thought, I'm just going to write it back. This is ridiculous. It's asking me for about €90. It's obviously my first time driving there.
Yeah.
I wasn't hooning. So I emailed them back. And it's been about 2 months, and I didn't get a reply. Finally, a bit more than 2 months later, I get a response saying, if you want to contest this fine, you'll have to send us a letter before the due date. Obviously, I received that email 2 months after I sent the email.
Yeah.
So the due date's a month overdue. So I'm like, whatever. I'll just call them. So I called Spain. I'm saying, yo, I got this fine, and you guys emailed me back 2 months later. She's like, yeah, we did, but, sometimes we're really busy. I'm like, 2 months to send an email?
2 months?
Surely not.
There's no way.
And I said, well, can I get off this fine? And she said, yeah, just write back the letter before the due date. And I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous. So I hung up the phone and I never wrote back.
And then what happened after that?
Well, nothing. I don't know if I'll be allowed back in the country.
Yeah, that's so strange.
Maybe I will. Look, I'll either pay it or I'll contest it, but I'll figure it out.
They'll probably just forget about it.
Oh, well, they forgot to email me, so maybe.
No, they probably will. Like, they'll be like, "Oh, he's from another country. Like, what are you gonna do? Let's just wipe it off."
Yeah, right. Let's just wipe it off. And I thought I had paid the fine because the car rental company emailed me saying there was this minor infringement. It's going to cost me €15. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll pay it. Then on the phone to the lady, I said, I already paid this fine. And she said, no, that was just a transaction fee for the fine through the rental company.
So
I said, I'm not paying any more money towards this extremely minor offence, which you guys clearly stated.
So you don't know if the fine's gone up since you didn't pay it, or you're not sure?
There was some early bird fee, and then there was a normal fee from then on.
That's so strange.
Yeah, very strange, very strange.
Worst process ever.
Extremely bad process.
Yeah. Another fine I got. You were actually in the car with me.
Was I?
We were playing Pokemon Go.
What?
Do you remember?
No.
All right. So we were playing Pokemon Go. We drove down to like the beach area because that's where That's where it was all pumping.
Yeah, of course.
Anyway, there was like a little like grassy area, and there was like car parks on one side, and then it was just like this small road, like small side street.
Yeah.
And I just like basically parked the car like half on the grass, half on the road.
Okay.
And yeah, we were just like chilling in the car.
So it's just a harmless parking spot.
Because there was all like Pokemon around the area. So we just parked the car there, half on the grass, half on the road, and then we were just like catching Pokemon from there.
Okay.
Anyway, this guy drives past and he like full stares and says something and like yells something like, "You're not meant to be parked there." And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatevs. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Like, who cares, man?
Doesn't matter, yeah.
Like, I'm half on the grass, half on the road. I mean, it's not even a busy road. It's like some side street. So who really cares?
Yeah.
Anyway, didn't move, kept playing, blah, blah, blah. And then he came round again like 2 minutes later. And then from behind, I could see him lift up his phone and take a photo of the car.
Surely not.
Don't you remember this?
I don't remember this.
Wow.
Was I there?
It must have been you. Maybe it was one of the other guys.
Yeah, it must have been one of the other guys.
But he took a photo of the car and then drove off. And I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. And then...
Was this affecting the guy in any way?
No.
He was just some random guy.
He just literally had no life. Literally had... It's like he had nothing better to do.
Should have given him one of your Pokemon to live with.
Seriously. It wasn't affecting anyone whatsoever.
Fair
and there was other cars doing the same thing.
Yeah.
You
Because
know?
it was a busy place. It
Yeah.
was hard to
Other cars were doing the same thing. But
So
it's seriously like some small side street that no one even goes down.
Yeah.
Anyway, 2 weeks later, I got a fine in the mail saying you were parked in a legal position, blah, blah, blah. I wrote a letter back, but then they said, we've got a photo, you were illegally parked, blah, blah, blah. I was like, you've got to be kidding.
So you had to pay it?
Yeah, it was like $150.
Oh, wow. Hey.
Not the worst thing in the world.
They make all the money.
But how ridiculous is that?
It's pretty ridiculous.
Some people really need to just
chillax.
Mind their own business. And
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not, if it's nothing harmless, you know.
Yeah, like find something to do, you know?
Yeah.
Like do a podcast or something.
Listen to a podcast, maybe.
Yeah, exactly, man.
So Chris is older than me about, few months?
Yeah,
4 months?
so I was born in April, then you're January.
No, you're like a year and a half older than me.
No. What do you mean? No way.
Because you
No.
turned... Oh, okay.
May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January.
9 months.
What's 5 plus 4? 9. 9 months.
9
About
months.
9 months.
5 plus 4. I asked him what 40 divided by 60 or something was.
Yeah, no,
He's
I
asked
almost
me
had
what
the
5
answer
plus
for
4
that
is.
too.
So Chris is 9 months older than me. And so he obviously got his license before me. By the way, that's the only reason I wanted to turn 18, so I can get my license. I just wanted to get my license
Such a free feeling.
as soon as I could. So Chris got his license as soon as he turned 18. So for 9 months, I was living in luxury because, he'd pick us up, we'd all go out, all the above. And then I got my license I think 2 days after I turned 18.
Yeah.
Passed it first go. I did a manual test. I got no critical errors, so I was pretty happy with that.
Wow.
Tell me about it. Did you get any critical errors?
This guy. Not critical, but I got one minor one.
What was that?
Dude, it was the dumbest thing you've ever heard in your life.
Did you park half on the grass, half on the road?
you got me there.
Okay. What'd you do? What was mine?
So I'm in the left lane, right? I'm on a highway. There's right lane, left lane.
Okay.
I'm in the left lane.
In Australia, we drive on the left side.
Yeah, for all our US listeners, and shout out to the Belgium listeners.
Yeah, we have some in Belgium and some in Sweden. Yeah. We're going international. So far, so good.
So far, too good. But I was in the left lane, right?
Yeah.
And then the lights are coming up, and there's obviously the right lane, and then it goes into another right turning lane.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm in the left lane, and he goes, "Oh, take a right at these lights." I'm like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah.
So I quickly go across, and then I quickly go across again.
Yeah.
And I just didn't make it through where the dotted lines are to get into the turning lane.
Oh.
Which, what are you gonna do? You told me
if he just throws you out that last minute. It's like when someone's in the car next to you and they're a bad navigator and you're going 100 k's an hour on the highway and they said, "Wait, turn right here," and you have to just drift it.
Yeah, you have to just slam the brakes.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was basically, "Oh yeah, minor error is that you didn't quite make it through the dotted lines in the turning lane." Well, that's your fault for telling me too late.
That's all right. You got your license in the end, so it was all good.
Yeah, easy done. I didn't even have to do any parking whatsoever.
Really?
Yeah.
I just had to do a not a parallel park. What was it? A 3-point turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did 2 3-point turns.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah, I was happy with that because 3-point turns, you can't mess that up.
So easy.
I remember this one time I drove my car to your house. This was a little while ago. And I left it there and we all went somewhere and we got back late. I came straight home. And then you said, "Oh, we're all going out the next morning anyway. Do you want me to just drive your car home? Back to mine, from yours to mine?" I was like, "Yeah, just drive my car home. It saves so much time instead of me having to get to your place somehow and then bring my car back." And then I remember half an hour later, I was like, "Oh my God, my car's a manual. How's Chris going to drive it back?" But then by that time, you actually were pretty skillful by then.
Yeah, man, I'm pretty skillful, man.
You made it, and I looked at my car. It was all in one piece. You were all in one piece.
Yeah,
I said,
pretty solid.
You done well.
But I did drive manuals a lot because I worked at a zoo for a week.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and
all the way 4 hours away or something.
Yeah, in that, pretty much a privately owned zoo. Caitlin's couple relatives were working there at the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll give it a go. I was pretty interested. Worked there for a week, and all the cars there were manuals.
Yeah.
But they were really, really smooth. I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but you could almost couldn't stall them, no matter how you tried.
Was it an automatic?
Oh, this kid.
No, fair.
But that's where I really learned how to drive manuals a bit better.
Yeah, I remember you came back and told me, and then you were saying that the whole time you were there, you were just driving these manual cars.
Yeah,
it was
so good fun. But I remember actually driving there because I love long drives, country roads, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It took me about 4.5 hours, and I didn't stop once. I was just so pumped to get there.
Really?
I left my house, drove 4.5 hours.
That's
got
hectic.
There, stopped. Didn't even stop to pee or anything.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah, that's definitely my longest stint of driving.
Yeah, my longest would be a few hours. I don't know if it was 4. I drove to Sydney once, and we're taking turns.
Yeah.
And I was on the last leg back home, and I thought, I'll just drive the rest of the way back. But it wasn't. It wasn't more than 4 hours. No way. I think it was 3 hours. You just get tired, especially when it's a one straight road. But how was your drive? I
love it, man. I love the country roads.
Yeah, the country roads would have been so much better.
Yeah, I love the country roads, driving past all the bushland, farmland and all that. And just not having other cars to worry about.
Yeah, exactly right.
The freeways are always the worst. Whenever I go away, camping or whatever, I'm just so happy once I get off that freeway and onto the country roads.
I love driving long trips when there's good views, or it's on the beach side, or it's on country roads, like you're saying, through the mountains, foresty path. I love all of that. I actually love driving.
Yeah, I love driving as well.
Yeah.
One of the best drives, you've got to do it actually.
Yeah.
North Queensland, man, between Cairns and Port Douglas.
You drove to Queensland?
No, flew there, got a high car and all that.
Okay, fair call.
Yeah, because I went there twice last year.
Yeah,
Twice. But it's just the most beautiful drive because you've literally got on one side the beach, the other side the forest.
Yeah.
It is insane.
That does sound good.
The drone footage I got there as well was it's just amazing.
Oh, vehicles of all types. Plane to Queensland, drive in Queensland, flying in Queensland.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Actually, I got to give a shout out to Bernard. He actually drove to Queensland a couple of weeks ago.
Really?
From Melbourne, yeah.
Oh, with his mates. Yeah.
With his friends. He went all the way through New South Wales, all the way up to Queensland.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, good on him. That would have been a hectic drive.
But they all drove together, didn't they?
Yeah, so they took turns. It wasn't just alone. That would have been pretty terrible.
Yeah.
I'd
I'd do it
imagine.
there. I love a long drive.
You
man.
drive alone from Melbourne to Queensland.
I would.
So, just to put it in perspective, it's... How many kilometres is it?
I don't know.
It's-
It's about a 24-hour trip, I'm pretty sure.
It's a long
Like, once you do a couple of
drive.
stops.
It's a long drive. Yeah, you have to stop in that.
Well, whereabouts did they go? Gold Coast?
Wouldn't have a clue, brother.
Let's do a quick... Probably Gold Coast.
Okay, probably Gold Coast
If I go Gold Coast by car
from Melbourne.
from...
Melbourne City or from the suburbs where we are?
We'll just go from where we are.
Okay.
We are looking by car at about 1,700 kilometers.
Oh my god.
So it's about it's about 18 and a half hours.
Yeah.
Like if you drive straight.
Yeah.
So by the time you do a stop, yeah,
You'd have to stop.
probably take you 24 hours, or
Take
you probably
you a
stay
bit.
overnight.
Yeah, you'd stay
Probably do it
half
in
an hour.
2 days, to be honest.
Yeah, easily.
9 hours one day, 9 hours another day.
Yeah.
Probably
That's
be the best
full-time
way.
driving. It's full-time driving.
Yeah,
But that would be
wouldn't
good. We've actually driven in other countries as well, haven't we?
mind. Yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
shout out to Vietnam.
Yeah,
We didn't drive cars, obviously. That would have been next level.
yeah.
We
got
hired scooters.
Scooters the best.
Yeah.
We hired scooters in India as well.
Did ya?
Yeah, me, Caitlin, and Peter.
Oh, well
Loved it.
done. How did that go?
Yeah, not too bad.
Whereabouts
Not too
in India?
bad. Goa.
Oh, yeah, that would have been probably the best place to do it, eh?
Yeah.
You wouldn't do it in
worst
Delhi.
thing is we went to hire it,
Yeah.
and the guy said, "Okay, now be careful because this guy from Australia last week died." I'm like,
Oh,
okay, well, we'll definitely be careful.
Right
then.
in your face. Well, remember what the lady in Vietnam said? We said, will the cops pull us over? She said, nah, if you're wearing a helmet, they won't pull you over.
So good.
It's probably because they won't be able to see our foreigner faces. So
Yeah,
fair
so
enough,
true.
fair
So
enough.
true.
But that's been fun. Apart from Vietnam and Spain, I don't think I've driven... Oh, I've driven in India before, obviously. The family car.
Yeah.
But nothing major distance or anything.
Yeah, I like hiring cars. It just gives you that flexibility.
That's true.
But I've done like both options, like hiring the car, pick up at the airport, and then
Yeah.
also like the shuttle bus.
Yeah.
The shuttle bus is just an absolute pain. Like,
Okay.
depending on the cost, it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
Because when you get off the plane, you've then got to wait for a shuttle bus.
Yeah.
You got a shuttle bus across. Then you've got to wait in line to grab the keys and grab your car.
Yeah.
And then you've got to do the exact same thing coming back.
Oh.
It's just a pain. You'd rather just
Drive.
get off the plane, get in the line, get the keys, and you're gone.
Yeah,
just
because
so much
it's
better.
straight there, straight back. It's a
Yeah,
win-win.
because the second time, because I did the shuttle bus first time we went to North Queensland.
Yeah.
And then the second time we went, I did it at the airport. It was so much better.
Yeah.
I think it was probably price difference, maybe, I don't know, not much. Probably
Yeah.
$50.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's pretty worth it. Over the period of like, 5-7 days. It's just
Well,
saves so much time.
I remember that time we went to Queensland. There was a few of us. There was about 5 or 6 of us.
Yeah.
Went there for about 10 days, and we hired a car for the whole time. And I was expecting the price of the car rental to be so much more than what it was.
Yeah.
So it probably I wouldn't mind paying an extra, $50,
Yeah.
$100 for
Exactly.
some
And that
luxury.
car, we ended up getting an upgrade anyway.
free
Because the
upgrade.
car we were meant to have wasn't available.
Yeah.
So we got this massive full drive.
Yeah, which is exactly
Pretty
what we
cool.
needed.
Yeah, it was absolutely perfect, especially
Yeah.
for 5 of us.
So
But,
I'm a huge Windows guy.
Windows?
Yeah, I don't touch Apple Macs.
What?
No, I'm talking about the car windows. I love having all my windows down when I'm driving.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying, gotta say.
See, if I had the choice of the aircon or the windows, it's always going to be windows. If it's 0 degrees, I will have the windows
Yeah,
down.
but Windows is cool, but it's annoying because the sounds and the wind, and it's just...
But that's I don't mind the sound doesn't bother me, but the fresh air is so good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
My next car is 100% having a sunroof or no roof.
Sunroof is so overrated, man.
Nah, when you have a good sized sunroof, it does wonders.
Nah, I would never use it, man.
Yeah, but
I'd never use
yeah,
it.
you wouldn't. You're not a fan of Windows.
I'm not a fan. Nah, I don't have the window down. I don't mind.
You're. I've got a story. You hate Windows so much. We went to the beach one time. It was like 40 degrees. I put the window down in the back seat, and then I couldn't put it back up. Electric
That's
windows,
so true.
it broke, and you had to call your roadside assist and all that.
Yeah, that was the worst.
Yeah,
And then we literally, we just went to... Because we were going to the beach.
Yeah, you covered
we
it
parked
with a
there.
towel.
We just laid a towel over the window so so no one knew the window was open. And then we just
Probably
went to the
made
beach.
it more obvious having such a colourful, bright towel.
That was literally so funny. But it was a pretty good time at the beach, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
just wait for the RSCV to call you. When they
Yeah.
call you, you go back to the car and they fix it up.
Shout out to RACV.
Yeah, all good.
That's the Royal Auto Club of Victoria.
Really?
Yeah, that's what it stands for.
Really?
Yeah, Royal Auto Club of Victoria.
Why are they sounding so fancy?
Well, actually, RSCV started off as a sort of... It's a club. It was started off as a club because there was only 5 or 6 people in Victoria who owned cars at that time because it was such a
No
luxurious
way.
item.
When did it start?
Oh, man. Decades ago.
I'll find out.
So they had this club and they'd meet up and just talk cars. Then one of the guys in it was really good with the cars. So he was like, oh, if you guys have problems with cars, just call me and I'll come around and fix your car. And then that just turned into this huge company, this huge business.
Wow.
Yeah, what a cool story, right?
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
So there's this one time I was driving, it was our friend Tanan's birthday. So I picked him up. There was a couple of our friends with us too. And we went to the city to have some dinner, have some dessert, and then we were driving back. And I said, you know what, it's such nice weather. So it's about 10 p.m. at this point.
Yeah.
Maybe 11 by this point. So I said, it's such nice weather, let's just drive along Beach Road. So, the whole beach views the whole way home.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, it'll be great. So we're driving along, and then we think, let's just stop at the beach and just get some views. It's nice. You know that really pleasant weather where it's summery, but it's not hot, but it's not cold, but there's a nice breeze?
Yeah.
It was that perfect weather. So we stop at this beach. It's probably 11:30, 12 at this point, and we just park. It's obviously dead. There's no one there. And we just, just chill on the beach for a bit, and just walking in the sand, looking at the water. But before we do that, I park. I get out of the car. And then I see this cop car. He's just slowly driving towards us. And it's a very small car park. Slowly driving towards us. And I tell my friend Dayan, I said, Dayan, just watch. He's gonna ask me some questions. He's gonna check my license.
Yeah.
So he pulls over and he gets out of the car. He's like, oh, so what are you boys up to? And we're like, oh, just chilling, just coming for the views. And he's like, not getting into any trouble, are you? And we're like, no. And he's like, oh, okay. And then he drives away. He goes, have you guys been drinking tonight? I said, nah. He's like, you guys been, doing anything, getting up in trouble? I said, nah, not at all. I said, do you want to check my license? He said, nah, it's all good. And he drives away. What's the point of that?
That is so hilarious.
It's like he was looking for trouble. It was,
he was probably bored.
Yeah, I don't blame
Probably
him.
like, just, I got to speak to X amount of people.
You gotta feel like this is the conversation we had.
Yeah.
It was deep and meaningful.
Yeah, so true.
Oh,
So I found out about RSCV.
Yeah,
They started it in 1903.
that is longer than
That's
I
a
thought.
long time ago.
That's a long time. Yeah.
That's pretty insane.
So that's the story. I did learn that.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, good company.
So what's your pet hates about driving?
Okay. In terms of me driving or other people?
Just any
Anything.
pet hates to do with driving.
Okay, when people don't use their indicators.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
the worst. Come on,
That's
man.
bad.
It's a centimeter from your finger. It's
Well,
so close to
you
you.
don't even have to move your whole hand. You
Yeah,
just have
you
to
just
slide your finger. Done.
Yeah. So if you're holding the driving wheel, pick a finger, lift it up, and then tilt it down.
That's right.
It's right there. Whether
Pretty
it's the
simple.
left hand or the right hand, European cars are usually on the other side. It's so easy.
It is pretty simple.
So
isn't
that's
it?
pretty bad. Also, tailgaters.
Yeah, tailgating is my number one.
That's definitely
It's
the top of
just
my list.
stupid. It's absolutely stupid. If anyone's listening and you tailgate, well, I mean, we love everyone but you.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with that.
It's the worst.
I'd be
It's not
going-
going to get you anywhere.
It's not, exactly.
And if the person in front of you has to slam their brakes, if a dog runs in front of them,
yeah,
you're the one that's going to be paying.
exactly. You don't want to put yourself in that position.
You really don't.
You literally don't want to be putting yourself in that position. Because I'll be going the speed limit. Maybe sometimes 1k over the speed limit accidentally.
Yeah.
Yeah, extreme sport.
And people are still tailgating.
Right up. It's like they're connected to the back of your car. Like a train.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's seriously ridiculous. And one thing I heard once, never be too busy to give way.
That's true. That's true.
And I think everyone should also take into consideration, never be too busy that you feel the need to tailgate.
Yeah,
Because
that's
it
true.
actually gets you nowhere.
It's not gonna do anything. Come on, especially in peak hour traffic. nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always out, helping my brothers and sisters out, giving them way when I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always giving pedestrians way.
Yeah. If someone's trying to get into my lane, I'm like, all right, you know what? I'll slow down for 7 seconds so you can get in. I don't mind.
Yeah.
It's
You're
all
going to
good.
get to your destination maybe 4 seconds later.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Think
And
about it.
especially if they're using their indicator or signal, I'll be like, oh my God, you can have 2 spots in front of me. It's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're doing the right thing, so it makes me happy.
Yeah, very true.
Do you have any more pet peeves about driving?
I was going to say slow drivers, but I'm still not going to tailgate a slow driver.
No, yeah, neither.
But it's more like if the speed limit's 80 and they're going 65.
Yeah.
Because
a bad
it's
one.
actually more dangerous to go slower than to go the actual speed limit.
Yeah, because someone actually going the speed limit is going to catch up to you and then realize when they're, not too far from you.
Yeah.
Well, this
That's
guy's
right.
going slow, and they'll have to change lanes
That's
or
right.
slow down. Especially when it's the ramp to go onto the freeway. It's literally what the ramp is for. It's there so you can speed up to the same speed as the cars.
Exactly. So you're meant to be on the freeway. You're meant to be at 100 to get onto the freeway, which is 100.
Exactly. So when
So that
you're
you
at
can
the end of the
smoothly
ramp,
join.
exactly. That's anyway. Pet peeve, another one. But
Yeah.
once again, I will give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they don't know how to accelerate. I won't
Yeah.
tailgate them.
That's right.
But you know what I love? Solid sound systems in the car.
Yes.
I'm not
very
saying
true.
it has to be gigantic and doof doof, but I appreciate really nice quality sound.
Yeah, I would actually appreciate a better quality speaker rather than the subwoofer thing.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I remember one of the first things I did when I got my car was change the whole sound system.
Yeah.
So I got speakers, I did get a sub, changed the head unit, all of the above. And it was just because, you go on, you drive, so you want to be really well entertained while you drive.
Exactly right.
Yeah. My subwoofer ended up kind of breaking. So it detached from the connection. So it was kind of stapled to the bottom of the boot. So it doesn't, move around heaps.
Yeah.
But then this one time I had to do a really sharp U-turn. And the subwoofer pushed out and it snapped the cables off as well. So there's bits of the cable inside the plug-in of the sub and it's impossible to get out. So I have no subwoofer and I haven't for a few years now.
Yeah, I had just a basic subwoofer as well. But then it just kind of stopped working and it wasn't really that great quality after a while.
Yeah.
And then I just took it out. But my car's pretty old, so this sound is not that great anyway.
Yeah.
But all the newer cars, just the stock speakers are amazing.
Exactly. I was thinking the exact same thing. The stock standard these days in new cars, it's exactly what I wouldn't need anything more.
That's all you need.
Yeah. And I love listening to, especially when I'm alone, I listen to all my orchestral music, all my instrumentals.
Wow.
It's just what I love doing.
Very cute. Very cute.
You know what else I listen to? So Far, So Good.
That's right. And we hope you're listening in the car. And we thank you once again for listening to the So Far So Good podcast.
Whether it's in the car or on your devices, whatever device it may be.
That's right.
We hope you keep listening, guys. Thank you so much for listening once again. We'll catch you soon.
Laters.